Hello, Steve Kaufman here. Today I'm going to introduce you to one of my special books, something that was really a personal work that involved one of my students who I had met by chance. The name of the book is Lady of the Rings. And how this came to be is quite interesting. I'll just take a moment of your time here. I was driving up through Newport, Rhode Island by myself. I wanted to get out of the city for a day, and I was passing by one of the more touristy sections of the town. Saw a restaurant. So I said, hey, it looked like a lobster. I think I treat myself to a lobster. Okay. I go inside, and the reason I went inside over there was because there happened to be a parking spot right out front, okay? So I went in, I'm sitting around, I'm looking at it. It's a very Victorian-looking restaurant. It's very interesting. None of the tables were the same. The chairs were different dishes and all kinds of things like this. So I said, okay, pretty interesting. So I go in. I figured I'd have some tea or something. Of course, it was in the afternoon. The young lady comes over to me and said, we don't serve dinner till, 5:30 or something. I said, okay. So she said, but if you can have some tea if you want. I said, fine. I'll have some tea, have some scones. Treat myself to a nice little English high tea. As I'm sitting there, I look over at a table, and there's a bunch of magazines and books over there. I figure, let me take a look and see what's happening in the town or something like that. I couldn't believe this. And I'm looking at it. I said, what is this doing here? What it was a copy of my interpretation of Musashi's Book of Five Rings. And I said to myself, well, this is very interesting. Why is this here? So I'll have some fun with this. I picked up the book. I would tell her, hey, would you like me to sign this for you? So she looked at me when she did come back and she says, wow, that's great. Anyway, she says, I'll be right back. So she goes upstairs and down comes this unbelievably beautiful woman. I'm going to tell you about this. You saw the picture, okay, at the front end. Here it is again. And she says, are you really the author? And I said, yes, I am. One word led to another, and I signed it. And I says, well, how come you're reading this? She says, I'm not. It probably belongs to the cook. I said, okay. Make a long story short here, because this actually went on for a number of years, okay? So we started talking, and she says, can women learn martial arts and karate? I says, absolutely. Anyway, we made a long story short. We got to talking and things like that. And it developed into a relationship, one of my more intense relationships. And I don't mind telling people that because it's real time, I started teaching her based on the idea of Musashi's principles: earth, water, fire, wind, and of course, no thing. Over the period of time, this woman became very, very proficient, and she told me what her ideas and thoughts on the subject matter were. And I said, well, maybe I'll write a book about it. She says, yeah, I'll tell you what I feel, and you can put it into words. I did, and here it is. Get a copy, read it. I think you'll be very, very surprised. A lot of women have gotten this. As a matter of fact, a couple of guys have written it too. And so, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is one of my favorite personal works, The Lady of the Rings, Musashi's Book of Five Rings interpreted for women's empowerment. Pick up a copy. If you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're seeing, click like and subscribe. You know the routine, okay? I appreciate that. Have any questions, any comments? Send them to me. Want to contact me? It's Hanshi Books, HANSHIBOOKS @gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Speak to you soon.